Hello and welcome. Today we're going to take a walk around Liberty Square in Disney Orlando, Florida. And this is a smaller section of the park, but it is still extremely busy because the park is completely full. You could not buy a single ticket for the rest of the day. But on the map, if you're following it in order, because it's upload number 4, we are at number 30 all the way down to 39 with the bits and pieces of the sort of food and drink and the rides and things. Now, at the very end of this video, we are going to the Haunted Mansion. That is part of Liberty Square, and everything to the left hand side is where all the big boat is and all the water and everything like that. Now, there is a Universal, Disney and further afield playlist available. I am uploading all the Disney park in order, so you can just follow it as you would do on the map. We've done Main Street, Adventureland and Frontierland, and now we're on to Liberty Square, and then the park areas just get bigger and bigger, so the actual land will get larger and larger. But we are about to go in and do a little bit of Disney shopping. Now, this is not so much of a pop-up shop, but obviously it looks like it's a permanent building, but it has got all the Christmas stock in at the time of this being filmed, so I would imagine it will change for Halloween. But if you could let us know what is in there normally over the summer months, then please let everybody else know in the comments below. And if there's anything that you notice the price has changed on and you are watching this from the future, again, let everybody else know in the comments below, it would be quite helpful. And I think these Christmas tree ornaments are about $22, $23, I think, and then also you've got a plus tax on top of those, so it will be a little bit more expensive than that. Now, there's loads and loads of Disney merchandise absolutely everywhere. There will be some Disney standalone videos to come as well at some point, along with all of the other Universal parks as well. Now, if you're into your travel and bits and pieces and all the different hotel and accommodation, they're also available in different playlists, as well as obviously all of the Lego bits and pieces as well. But this is solely at the moment all of the Christmas bits and pieces they had on display. You could make a whole new kitchen of all the bits and pieces that you wanted with regards to just all the pots and cups, and then you've got all these cool little Christmas decorations. And this is just the teeny tiny shop, and there was much larger ones as well. Do like these Christmas stockings though. So the Winnie the Pooh one I think looks quite smart, and then you've got Stitch, and then you've also got the Monster Inc and Dumbo at the bottom. Then all of these, well, you could pick and choose which ones you wanted to put onto your Christmas tree. And don't forget, they've also got a massive Disney store at the airport, and they did have a lot of those bits and pieces at the airport as well. So if you didn't want to carry them around with you, then obviously you could have got them from the airport, but not the vast amount of variation that they've got here for the Christmas bits and pieces. So you've got to bear that in mind depending on where you're going shopping, and obviously if you're staying in sort of the Disney Village, you have lots and lots of other different bits and pieces to pick from. Now again, that one was $29.99 for the blue Mickey ears. I did quite like the look of that one because I'm into my bright colours, and you can see that you've got them in red, blue. I think they had them in green and purple dotted around elsewhere as well. So now what we're going to do, we're going to tuck into the park, because like I said, there's not a huge amount within this sort of Liberty Square. There's a Hall of Presidents that we will be having a look at. Now, I did say in the last couple of uploads that you can use the Disney Castle as your go-to point, because you can just cut across the front or the side of the Disney Castle to get into the different areas, or it does horseshoe around the outside, so you can literally just go from land to land to land if you wanted to. Now you can see this area just here is a little bit quieter. Now I had absolutely no idea what I was about to walk into, and I do believe it's sort of almost like a show. So I walked in there and realised there was loads and loads of people, so I thought it was just going to be like a little bit of a museum with all the bits and pieces around the outside, but everybody was stood all by the cabinet, so I couldn't film any of those, and the doors were going to be opening much later on, so people were queuing up for that. So if you have done that, and if it is a show, then obviously please let us know in the comments below, because I was starting to run out of time when this was kicking off. Now we're going to carry on and moving around. Like I said, we are going to finish at the Haunted Mansion, and we will have a very good look at the queue line. The ride itself I did film, but it was absolutely pitch black, so I will try and brighten the video on that best I can, but it is harder said than done because it was so dark. I can see all of the screens, but you can't pick up any of the animatronics in there, which is a little bit of a shame. I don't think it filmed it properly, but I'll do what I can. Now, everything to the right hand side is all part of this land, but that is just like a little couple of eateries. You can see just how busy it is. Now all I am trying to do is get to the Haunted Mansion. It took forever. It's so busy. You can see all of these people to the left hand side. Every single person that we're looking at now, we are all waiting to get on the ride for the queue. The queue for this thing was absolutely massive. So you can see the walkway underneath there that actually takes you through to the next land, and that land is a large one. But you can see just how many people are waiting to queue up. I don't understand why the queue for this was just so large when you can get on it quite quickly if it keeps moving. I just assume that is either because some of the main rides were broken down, so everybody was sort of congregating at the same parts of the park, and then everybody's using the fast pass at the same time. But like I said, it was completely full, so you've got to expect that. But I was amazed at how fast you can see this queue moving currently. It would then stop for like a good 40 minutes before it started to move again. So it must be down to either technical difficulties or it's down to the fast track. But when I got off, there was no queue at all. So it was one of those that first thing in the morning ish, sort of mid morning. I don't know if they were doing test runs or whatever they were doing, but I'm not a massive Disney park fan with regards to not being here that much. So I don't know the ins and outs of their sort of timetable with regards to how long it takes for them to get things going. But if you are a regular, let everybody else know in the comments below where the best places are to go and what the best places are to avoid at certain times. But what I really do like about this queue line is just the detail, because when you are wandering around at a half decent pace, there's lots and lots of different bits and pieces to check out. So you can see those things just there. They will make different noises as you touch them through. The reason why I've taken the sound off completely is because the music that has been played in the queue line was really, really loud. So that was something else that was starting to get rather annoying, just how noisy the queue line was for sound, especially when you stood under a speaker for so long. But again, it's part and parcel, and it is what it is. It was such a great day and a good experience, but it did have its hiccups as it went through. But you can see you've got these bits and pieces on both sides. You can have a bit of fun with those and play with all the different musical instruments as you go around. Lots of different bits and pieces with regards to the water as well. There's a really nice statue of the captain laying up top and just sort of relaxing and chilling out. And then if you wait there too long, it will squirt with a little bit of water. You can also see in the background just there, you have got some tombstones at the back end. So the theming, I think, is really, really smart. But you can see just how big this queue line is. It is a monster of a thing, but how well everybody's spread out, because obviously they do send you through into like a fake lift bit by bit by bit, but we are moving at a good pace. This hasn't been chopped and changed. This is literally moving from where we started to move, but I was stood still at one point before we started to move for a huge amount of time. So we've just cut a little bit off around that corner so I could just change the battery over as we come back down onto the opposite side of what we were just looking at. And then I do believe we're going to pan round in a second, but you can see there's the captain, and you can see how wet that ground is, so you will get soaked if you stand too close. And then we have a look at some of the members of staff that are about to come through. That is better luck than judgment.
Candlelights flicker where the air is deathly still. That is the time when ghosts are present, practicing their terror with ghoulish delight.
So this is the first part of the ride, and I have tried to brighten this up ever so slightly. It didn't really work too well. It's just so dark in there. So what you do, you end up walking through a little bit the haunted house, and then you stand in sort of like a fake elevator. The wallpaper moves, so it looks like you're moving down, and then you go through to the actual main ride themselves. But you just get crammed. There's loads of you in there. You get crammed into the room. It is dark, but not as dark as what's coming through in the camera. But you can see everybody's looking at the little bits and pieces from the wall, and then we end up heading down towards the next bit. But obviously, if this is your cup of tea and you're not too scared of the dark, this is a perfect thing for you. So you can see what's happening with this, that the wallpaper is moving down. But I'm going to go quiet just for a second so you can see what they say.
This chamber has no windows and no doors, which offers you this chilling challenge: to find a way out.
And then what you do is you get on the ride, and that is it. But guys, that's it. That's the end of that. There's no more footage I can add in. If you wonder why it's only changed and finished, it's because a lot of the stuff got corrupted on the trip that was over there. But hopefully it was worth your time. Let us know in the comments below what you think, if you've been to this park before and what it's like currently. But if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. There's more sort of bodged together Disney videos to come. And then when we get back into the Universal bits and pieces and all the different Legoland parks, they are all fine. All that footage is available, so it won't be as choppy as this one. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.